Hello, I'm Natalie Watson, Head of Science at Malvern College. And usually at this time of year, we'd be looking forward to hosting lots of primary and prep school pupils to our Magic of Science events. Unfortunately, due to social distancing, we're not going to be able to hold those events this year. However, I would love to show you one of our favourite experiments, which is how to make a rainbow in a beaker. And I'm going to show you how you can make your own rainbow in a drinking glass out of chemicals that you will have just in your kitchen yourselves. Okay, so you can see that I've already made one rainbow here, and I'm going to show you how I made it using this solution here. In this beaker I've got hydrochloric acid, and I'm going to add some universal indicator, a bit more. I'm now going to very carefully add carbonate solution by very gently adding it just down the side of the beaker. Now the carbonate is an alkaline solution, so it has a very high pH, whereas the acid has a very low pH. And that universal indicator changes colour according to the pH. So hopefully what we'll see in a second is that the carbonate solution is sinking to the bottom, but where it mixes with the acid, it will react with the acid and it will neutralise the acid. So what we're trying to achieve is a top layer that's acidic and that's still red, a bottom layer that is alkali and that will be sort of a blue colour, a bluey purple, and in between that there'll be an area where neutralisation is happening, where the acid and the alkali are mixing together and then making a neutral solution. So I'm trying to be very careful and add the solution very slowly. Okay, now you can see we're getting a bit more of a green colour, and hopefully as I add a drop more and it sinks to the bottom, hopefully we'll just get a lovely blue, maybe even a slightly darker blue, sort of lilac-y colour. Okay, so hopefully you can see that we've got most of the colours of the rainbow there. I can see some blue, some green, some yellow, some orange and some red. So that's my rainbow that I made in a lab with ingredients that we'd expect to have in the lab, like hydrochloric acid. You won't have that at home. However, I'm pretty sure that you will have the ingredients that we need, and that is vinegar, preferably a distilled vinegar, red cabbage, and I'm going to show you how to make red cabbage indicator, and also some either washing soda, which is sodium carbonate, or baking powder, which is sodium hydrogen carbonate. So our next thing, I'll show you how to make your own rainbow. The first thing you're going to need to do is just get some red cabbage and get a knife and just chop it into smallish pieces, okay? Be very careful when you're using a sharp blade, obviously. Please make sure that your parents know what you're doing and make sure that they supervise you. The next thing I'm going to do is put that red cabbage into a mug with hot water and then pop it in the microwave. So what you can see that I've done is I've put the red cabbage into the mug, I've added some boiling water to it, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop that in the microwave for a couple of minutes. So the red cabbage has now been in the microwave for a few minutes, and there we are. I've got a lovely dark blue colour. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to sieve that solution. So I've brought my mug that's got my red cabbage indicator in, and I'm going to strain it. So hopefully if you've got a sieve, if not, you actually can just literally take a few teaspoonfuls of the liquid at the top away. So if I'm just sieving it to get the solid from the liquid, and there is my lovely red cabbage indicator. So it actually doesn't look red, it looks a very much more of a violet sort of colour, and that's what we're going to use to make our rainbow. To make the bicarbonate solution, I can either use baking powder, which is sodium hydrogen carbonate, in which case I'd use about 8 grams, or I'll use sodium carbonate, which is washing soda, okay, in which case I'm going to use about 10 grams, okay, so about 10 grams of washing soda or 8 grams of baking powder. These are the carbonates, and these are the things that are going to be the alkali. When they dissolve in water, they produce an alkali solution and they'll react with the acid. So as soon as I've got that, 100 centimetres cubed of water, mix it together and give it a good stir. If you want, you can add slightly warmer water and it will dissolve a little bit faster. But you'll actually notice that when you do this, the water does get slightly warm. So that's called an exothermic reaction. So that's how to make up your solution of carbonate. Okay, so now you've got your carbonate solution, which is your alkali. We now need to get the acid. Is going to be distilled vinegar. So not malt vinegar or any other vinegars that are coloured, but just a nice colourless distilled vinegar. Okay, so put just about a quarter to a third of the glass full of vinegar. Then I'm going to pour some of the red cabbage indicator in. Plenty of that. I would suggest that you wear an apron and that you don't do it anywhere where you could cause anything to get stained, okay, because it will stain. So just cover any surfaces that are delicate or precious, okay. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to simply add our bicarbonate solution. It's probably best to do it by just very, very slowly adding it so that it drizzles down the side of the glass. So what you'll see is that solution is sinking to the bottom and causing the reaction to happen. So it'll be fizzing away. I'm just gradually adding a little bit more and a little bit more. Stop and have a look. So I've got a very red layer at the top and a very purpley layer at the bottom at the moment. I'm going to try to achieve a bit of a blue layer as well, and hopefully, if we're lucky, a little bit of green. It's just starting to appear. So there's a little bit of a turquoisey green colour coming at the bottom now. See that we've got a lovely green at the bottom, a sort of bluey colour in the middle, purpley colour and a red. Okay, so that's made with red cabbage indicator, and you can do that at home. And what I'd like you to do is have a really good go at making these and send me some photos. Have lots of fun and enjoy making your rainbows.